Welcome back, folks. Let's do the damn thing. Voice of Onewheel coming at you strong. So glad that you're here with us on a Wednesday afternoon on the East Coast. And it is morning time in the West. We've got the ladies of the Race for the Rails here today, and I'm really excited to talk to them. It's going to be fun. We've got Angel Cooper. We've got Racheal McCosker Hoffman. We've got Jessica Ensslen. Racheal, Cecil. Like, this is going to be a good one. I've also got an interview planned out. Don't worry, that'll be coming up here around 12:40. That's going to be with Victor Whaley. He's actually a bit of the e-skater as well, and he's been a big bridge to that community for ours, and it's been nice to see what he's been doing, so we'll talk to him a little bit later in the show. Belly is, of course, ready to go. Belly, what's happening, man? Are you ready for this?
I'm very ready. We got a great group of people here for the group ride this morning, so I'm super
Are you wearing your
excited
One
about
Woman, One Wheel? Is that what's happening?
Of course.
I mean, we didn't even plan it. Look at that. There you go. All right, too easy, folks. So just strap it on and strap it in because this is going to be a fun one. I did want to just talk to you because I know there's a lot of people out there right now who are asking me about the Sur-Ron bike that I got. We'll talk about that just briefly at the end here today. I know some fans of the show and people who've just been like really interested in looking at this thing. It is worth talking about. We'll probably do 5 minutes at the end. I know this is a show about one wheels, but I did want to just talk about that, and it'll lead me into what I would like to start at today. But if you want to know where we're going, can't wait to talk to the ladies about what's coming up for Race for the Rail. They're all excited to compete. There are, 3 of the 4 instructors here from, Jessica Ensslen's retreat coming up. So it's going to be a lot of just good discussion with them. But this Sur-Ron bike got me thinking about my one wheel, and I wanted to just start there because I think there's a lot of people out there who might see that the tide is changing. And it's cool because, like, you might notice Stro is on an EUC now. When did that happen? You know what? Who cares? Look how fast he's going. Look how much fun he's having. It's awesome. And, it's almost like it took somebody like Andrew Stroh to go do it, to kind of be like, okay, I feel like that might be a trendsetter now. June Kim rides them. I ride them. But to see other riders who are like knee deep in the community start to branch out and be welcomed in that, they're not getting crushed. I didn't see Stroh getting crushed for riding in EUC. There weren't a lot of people who were just like, oh, dude, whatever, man. One wheel pride. Look, I'm all for one wheel pride, but the best thing about the one wheel is the community around it and the fact that we're accepting of other types of boards on group rides. That's what we'll talk to Victor here later today about, e-skaters are welcome. EUCs are welcome. And, so when I got this Sur-Ron bike that goes so much faster than anything, I can't bring it on a one-wheel ride because it just doesn't. Belly, you're not catching me. I'm like 40 miles an hour. It's just not going to happen. Have you seen this thing?
I know a little bit about it. Yeah.
So
weren't we talking about it at the end, damn it?
Yeah, I know. But what I wanted to tell you guys is that as great as it is, and we'll talk about it later, I still find myself reaching for the one wheel. And it's just neat where there's just nothing that's, I don't think, ever going to replace what a one wheel does for me in my day. You could get me a crotch rocket speedster. You could get me, an EUC. You could get me a Leaf Tech, although I don't know why you would. It's trash. Belly knows that. We've discussed this many a time. It's just trash. But whether it's a boosted board or whether it's a car or whatever it is, you're just not going to replace my one wheel. And so I'd like to, I think, take it there to the ladies because they're all here ready to go. And so let's just start it there. Do you have anything other than a one wheel? That's where I want to start with. Let's start it with Angel Cooper. She joins us today all the way across the country. Angel, do you ride anything other than a one wheel?
Well, I have a Leaf Tech sitting in my garage that I'm currently trying to sell or trade for a drone.
So you're not mad at me for calling it trash?
Well, it's just not for me.
Can you just tell people for 2 seconds why?
So the remote's really big because I have like really tiny hands. So I have to stretch my hand out and it hurts my hands after a while just trying to hold the remote, and it's not intuitive. I learned on the one wheel, so I just I'm trying to lean forward on the Leaf to make it go.
It's a weird feeling. I'm not going to lie to you. So is that the only 2 you have? You've got the Leaf Tech and you've got the one wheel.
Yeah.
Quick pitch. You want to sell that Leaf Tech. You want to sell that summer board. What do you want in return? You want a drone? What do you need?
I was hoping to get like just basic drone, maybe DJI they
It's
are.
so hard to
So
say. I
I
say
have no
DJI
idea
every
about
time.
drones. I just want one that'll follow me and that I won't crash into the ocean.
All right, well let's hook her up. She'll send over a leaf tech for you, even though I just said it's totally trash. So Jessica Ensslen, let's go out to Washington, keeping it on the West Coast. Do you have anything other than a Onewheel? What are you riding these days?
I have my whole quiver of snowboards and my split board for the backcountry and my surfboard, but Onewheel is the only thing I ride with a motor. I have 2 XRs, one for me, one for my son, and that's it. That's it for me. I have a lot of friends that ride their EUCs, but they try to get me to switch over, and I'm not doing it. Yeah, I love one-wheeling. I'll never stop, no matter what cool thing they come out with.
Have you found anything that's even come close? And I don't mean that as a leading question. I'm honestly curious of your opinion in your endeavors. Has anything come close? Maybe even in a different market, just like, something that you've bought. Like, this is just the best thing ever. Like, I don't know. I haven't found one. Have you?
No.
Okay, very good. Moving on. We'll just go. It's too easy. It's a simple question. So let's go to Raquel. Raquel's here. Racheal McCosker Hoffman. We know, we watch you shredding it on the Onewheel. I know you're a wakeboarder. Tell the people. What do you ride? Let's go through it.
Onewheel, skateboard, pretty much like all boards. I just started riding a mountain bike a little bit more on some of the trails that were only one-wheel trails. I took a mountain bike down this one trail that we really love to ride in Nevada City area, and that was actually really fun. It's still probably more fun on a one-wheel, but it's nice to use a bicycle too that I still have in the closet, and I've been using that more often with the whole quarantine thing going on.
But Raquel, you have so many things to ride. I really am curious because I think you're a pro wakeboarder, right? This is your first time on the show. This is a very big day for me. I'm excited to have you on. So you're a pro wakeboarder.
Yeah, I actually had to get dropped off on the dock. So
Very good. Very good. So how does, seriously, you obviously have put in the hours to not only, have fun on a wakeboard, but really be good at it. So that must be a love of yours, but does it replace the Onewheel for you?
They're alike, but they're also two totally different things. Sometimes, if I'm being honest, when it comes to trying new tricks and getting hurt, there are days where I'll say I'd rather get hurt wakeboarding if I'm going to get hurt. But yesterday was not one of those days.
Why'd you get crushed?
One of those days where I was like, no, I went back to actually trying a new trick again that I hadn't tried since I got injured.
Well, I don't want to cut you off, but we have video of that, and we're going to have you take us through that on the air. So let's do that in just a minute. But I want to get Racheal in here. She's been waiting for a second. Thank you so much, Raquel. That was perfect, and a perfect segue to what we're about to do. Cecil Diesel joins the show. What's up, Racheal? How we doing, girl?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are y'all?
We're great. It's great to see you. Thanks for coming back again, joining us on the show. So what do you ride? I know you're really into the Onewheels, but have you ridden anything else? Has anything come close to replacing it?
So I used to longboard all the time before I got the Onewheel, but only in Houston, Texas and Florida where it's super flat. And anytime I try to hop on a longboard now in Atlanta where there's hills, I try to lean back or lean forward to try to control the speed, and it just doesn't happen. So I really just stick to the Onewheel. That's what I know at this point.
Got it. No, and you're really good at it, so don't go anywhere. We love watching you. We love watching your progressions. We'll get into the injury stuff I think I can ask you all about that because I've seen you all just trying things that, I don't even think to try. These ladies send it, and it's just so cool to watch. Now, all of them are going to be at Race for the Rail, and I kind of wanted to talk to you in an open, can we do just an open forum? I'm going to sort of lay out here. I'm going to ask a question and then have you guys talk to each other about the process. Just overall, are we pleased with how things went? Are we wishing things went better? Angel, I know you kind of got that last add-on. We were really glad to see because you won. So I'm going to go to gallery view, and I'd love to hear you guys just talk to each other. First of all, excitement, and second of all, how did this process go for you guys? How do we feel about it? Let's start with Angel.
Well, as you all know, Onewheel announced their 7 writers, and I was like so stoked that Raquel and Racheal were picked for the first 2 women. And I like posted, I was like, well, I'm not gonna make it, but at least we have 2 awesome women going, like representing.
Super
us,
deserved,
at least.
completely deserved, absolutely.
And then I went to work and I came back and the whole community had exploded in this like crazy fervor of like energy.
Angel, you won last year. You have to be able to like hold down your crown.
And
So that's how we feel. I won't,
was-
Belly. Let me ask Belly. I don't want to put you on the spot, but Belly, that's how I feel. Angel should absolutely be at that race.
Yeah, I think we all do, and that's why when Racheal Cecil posted her video, she was, I think, really one of the first, probably the first to really get out there and push for this. And that's why she's great to have here today, because she was one of those people that said, like, there's someone no more deserving than last year's champ. So
yeah, and actually when I saw that video, I started crying. I was like, oh my god.
Well, Racheal Cecil, what brought that on? Give us your emotions, because it's literally that video, I believe, that got, Angel the invite.
No, I mean, I think that when they announced that we could do a wildcard submission, I immediately was like, I need to go out there and hit the trails. Like, I need to do a submission. And then I kind of put myself in Angel's shoes. Like, I've never even been to a race for the rail, and she literally won last year. And I know it was a big deal whenever I came and beat Raquel at Float Life Fest, and Angel came and beat Raquel at Race for the Rail. Like, that was a huge deal. And if I was in her shoes and didn't get invited outright, like, I would have been absolutely gutted, and I would just hope that somebody would say something and try to get it changed. Angel? And so I said something and I spread the word, and everybody else said something too, and like the whole community got together and was just supportive of Angel, like rightfully so. And then Future actually listened to us,
right,
which was super cool.
Right,
and
good, true.
Yeah.
And that's what I really am so glad you said, Racheal. It's like, in a world today where it's like, you just want someone to listen. It was like, wow, they listened for once. This is awesome. Like, so, maybe they didn't get it right at first. That's, people make mistakes. I personally.
And it was your comments too, Racheal. Do you remember how they admitted that the last thing that they thought about was you had questioned their comment back to you when they originally talked about their rationale. But one of the comments that you commented back to them in their Instagram was, well, if there's 5 men, why not 5 women? And I got a sense that right there, that comment right there might have been one of the things that really made them stop and think, oh, yeah.
Well, am I allowed to ask that question? Like, how is it possible at this day and age that it wasn't 5 and 5? Jessica, Ensslen, tell me, please, what was going on? Give me a reason that was overlooked. There's just no way that gets overlooked. I will share all the FM stoke, but I'll take the blame on calling them out for this one. How is it not 5 and 5 from the get-go?
I don't know. We kind of came up with a little hashtag 2020, not 1920, and that circled around the women's one-wheel groups a little bit. I don't know. I've heard Future Motion has made some mistakes in the past, and I think this was a mistake that they corrected quickly. I'm grateful for that. I really do hope to see 5 women and 5 male racers. I guess we're not 100% sure that'll happen yet, but if it doesn't happen this year, it should happen in future years.
Have you made a video, Jessica? Have you submitted one?
I have not. No, I don't plan on going to Race for the Rails. I'm going to be racing at Float Life Fest for the first year. I have about a year of one-wheeling under my belt, so I race with a lot of the guys out here that are very fast, and I'm excited to give competition a try, but I'm not going there yet.
Well, we'll definitely be watching as, hopefully Racheal gets picked. I think it's coming down to it now. I have heard some little rumblings. The finals have been chosen. I can't tell you who. I'm not allowed. It's coming out. It's going to have to come out soon. But yes, Racheal, I have heard things. I don't know. I don't know if it's you or not. I really don't. I just heard one person that has gotten a nod to the finals. So it sounds like those announcements are going to come out soon. I am not a ruiner. I don't want to ruin it for that person. I don't want to ruin it for Future Motion. I know I would hate it if they jumped on something that I was doing and just totally ruined an announcement. So, but it sounds like it's coming is the only reason I wanted to tell you guys that. Let's get to, so really, honestly, whoever makes it, we're going to be rooting for you. Can't wait to watch you guys. If you don't, we're going to see you at Float Life Fest. But, you know, just glad to see Angels back in the running. Racheal, great job. Bringing some attention to it. And, you know, now, Angel, do you feel any pressure? Like you maybe have to like live up to this now?
I do. Because when so I was just like a roller coaster of emotions for me. I was like, oh man, I didn't make it. That sucks. Well, let's go to work. Then I come back and I'm like, oh, everyone's super awesome. Then I wake up in the morning and Onewheel's like, well, we decided to invite her back. And then I'm like, woo, for like 36 hours. And so it was definitely a roller coaster.
Well, I know
and I'm just so excited to see like all the lady riders again, because we're really supportive of each other. Like I've never had this much support from the female community other like than in the Onewheel community. It's really definitely like a sisterhood for sure.
I feel it. I'm not even a part of it. I feel like you guys, I feel your sisterhood. And it's cool. The Float Queens group, I can refer people to it and just be like, yeah, this is an awesome, it's not like, you know, skateboarding was where, you know, it just wasn't very welcoming at first. So Lyle, I know, has a question. Fire away, man.
No, not so much a question, but just a gratitude of thanks to Racheal and what she did. This group ride really is her hard work and her due diligence, and it's kind of just a character trait I'm learning of hers that Raquel is about to share on, and yeah, it's just been very humbling.
Who is where right now? Who is with the geese? What is happening?
Oh, you guys can hear that? Sorry.
That's the boats in the background. But Racheal, again, thank you so much for pulling this thing together. This show really wouldn't have happened today without you, so thanks.
Oh, thanks for
Raquel,
letting it.
I think you have a little softball to hit.
Oh, so what?
Yeah. So speaking of women supporting each other, there was a great example of Racheal and I supporting each other yesterday. Yesterday morning, about this time, it's morning for me, Racheal sent me a message asking me about my progress with the hippie jump. That is the trick that took me out 7 weeks ago. I basically sprained my ankle so bad that it ripped off some pieces of bone and it really hurt. And if you look at the footage, I feel like, well, we'll get to that later.
No,
but
we
anyway,
have it. It's okay. Feel free.
A lot. It made me lose a lot of confidence in trying new tricks, especially that one. And I want to be able to continue one-wheeling and continue exercising and continue being able to do the things that I love to do. But that really hurt my confidence when suddenly I have to wear a boot and I have crutches and I'm having to ice all the time and do all of the rice.
We're watching it right now. I mean, we're watching this right now. We're looking at your x-rays. I mean, how hard was it to get, what was the mental challenge like getting back to on the board and to this point where you're able to nail it in just about 5 seconds? Spoiler alert, go get it. Oh, go get it.
Yeah. Yep, spoiler alert. So the long story short is I landed it yesterday, but a lot of it was because of Racheal, because my attitude 24 hours ago was, I'm not trying that trick again anytime soon. I'm not really trying. I have gone out and got some footage lately of some easier tricks for me, or at least tricks that I know wouldn't have that bad of falls. But that is one of the ones that would have a bad fall.
Did you roll it?
Me about,
Raquel, did you roll it? Is that what happened? Did you roll your ankle? It looked like almost.
Yeah, and I had thick shoes where if I had like high tops, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad.
Got it.
So that's one lesson I learned.
Interesting. But getting back,
I just rolled really bad, sprained so bad, and ripped off some bone while it was at it. And I didn't want to try that. I actually told Bodie and Jeff, I don't want to try that trick ever again. And that was a couple of weeks ago. And I even told Racheal yesterday morning, because she was talking about trying it herself. And she even had like the respect and courtesy, which she didn't need to have, but she even had the respect and courtesy to even tell me, like, I understand that if you want to be the first girl to do it, like, you ought to be the first girl to do it. And I told her back 24 hours ago, oh, I'm not going to be the first girl to do it. You go for it, girl. And I even told her, you know, I have some old footage that might actually be helpful for you to analyze. And I can actually copy it over to a different Google Drive folder, and I can send it over to you in a few hours when I have time. That happened. A few hours went by, and I was about to send it over to her, but I was just kind of reviewing the footage. I was seeing a couple attempts I had 7 weeks ago where it actually didn't look that far away from being able to land. Because one time 7 weeks ago, I did actually land with both feet on the board, and I just kind of fell off after that. Sometimes, like when you land it, it feels really easy. When you don't land it, it feels horrible. But I was looking at this footage. Oh, and then Racheal posts a new post on Instagram. This was on her lunch break. She goes and does a line of 2 different 360s, and then a line of the no comply 360, just like it was nothing. And that's a hard trick. She just does this on her lunch break. So it's really inspiring. Here I am. I'm about to send this stuff to her. And then I think, I kind of want to go land that again.
Yeah.
And I thought about maybe, one of the problems last time was if I had hurt myself a little worse, it could have been really bad because I had to one wheel back to the float shop to get help, but I was able to at least one wheel back. But if I had been a little more hurt, like, I mean, I could barely walk.
Raquel,
and I didn't want that happening again.
Raquel,
so I thought about going to the float shop.
I actually would say I think that the ride back after an injury is equivalent to a blackout. You don't feel anything. You're just in total, like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm in shock mode.
Yeah.
So what happened? You went back to the to the shop?
Yeah, back when I hurt myself originally. And I thought about calling Jeff and saying, Jeff, I'm going to try the hippie jump right out in front of the shop. That way, if I get hurt, you'll be right there. And then I thought, what if Jeff says I shouldn't try that right before Race for the Rail and says I shouldn't try going? So I didn't even call him or anything. I set up my station right outside of my house. Oh, pissed off my new neighbor, by the way. We have these new neighbors that are lawyers that moved in next door. They've still yet to say hi back to us.
Oh, whatever, dude.
He
So
sees me setting up my station, like, whatever. And it took me a full hour of like trying. Nothing dangerous happened yesterday, but it took me lots of times of trying, hopping over the caution tape, then spreading both feet rather perpendicular instead of parallel, landing on the board. Like that's what I do to try to save it. Like, oh, nope, that wasn't the right one. Okay. But lots and lots of attempts. And then I finally got it towards the end of the hour and finally got it. I got one and then accidentally kind of turned into the side and I even told the camera that might have to be my one. And then I thought, no, I need to go land it again correctly. And then I landed the next one. And anyway, all of this, like seriously, like 25 hours ago, I never thought that I would want to do that. But because of the support with Racheal and just like the encouragement and
incredible,
the like subconscious, even like, it's not like she told me to go out and try it. Like it was just the messaging back and forth with one another, and then actually seeing her tenacity with how she tries tricks so easily. And I know she puts so much hard work into it, and there's probably a lot going on without the camera on too. She's just really, really inspiring person.
Well, I know that, you know, there's just a whole lot of love going on right now on today's show. It's a big love fest. And if you want to be a part of this, like, I'd love to switch gears real quick. Thank you, Raquel. And honestly, we're so glad. That has never been done before, right?
Awesome
It's
story.
first one, right?
That we know of. I don't know.
By a female?
Sorry
Yeah,
if there's
well,
another girl out there we don't know about.
Whatever. We're giving it to you. Never been done before. Taking it to you. We've announced it here. So let it be said. Let it be done. But yeah, let's just Jessica Ensslen, you're holding a retreat for these ladies, and if you want to get in on this, if you're a female rider out there and you're like, damn, I want to know these girls, like maybe you can join. So Jessica, can you tell everybody what's going on here?
Yes, my friend Irene and I came up with this retreat last year riding in the trails of Bend, Oregon, and we asked Racheal and Raquel if they would be our instructors. They did such a good job at Float Life, in my opinion, teaching the women. We were all learning like really hard tricks right away. So I was so impressed with both of their teaching styles and just their awesome attitude. So they both agreed to be our instructors, and we only have 4 spaces left. We had to reschedule it for October due to COVID, but it is happening, and it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have morning yoga every morning. We're staying at the Lodge, which is a really beautiful outdoor theme resort. We're gonna be sharing private hostel bunk bed rooms. We have our own kitchen. We have our own room just for Onewheel charging, which is really cool. And we just have miles and miles of riding trails. And I'm even driving down my 2 skate park pieces, which are pretty similar to what we have at Float Life Fest. So it's gonna be a really great retreat. It's the first one. I plan on hosting many more, and I hope it just keeps growing. And I know some ladies have asked if we could have it down south in California or on the East Coast. So we have big plans to expand it, but this is the first year, and I'm pretty sure we'll fill it up.
Are you saying you're not global on your first run? Come on, Jessica. Let's go already. People want it all over the country now. This is amazing. So yes, let's see how the first one goes. Get behind her and what she's doing. The t-shirts, how are they coming? Did we hit the goal?
Oh, yes. We did raise a lot of money for that. Thank you for everyone who purchasing one of the We Can Send It shirts. I was really motivated to make that design. I have a degree in media arts that I don't really use. And I also went to fashion school almost 20 years ago. I've always wanted to start a women's extreme clothing line ever since I was snowboarding in the 90s, but it just never happened. So I felt like we really needed a women's Onewheel clothing line, and I started one. It's called Drift Sisterhood, and it works directly with Drift Sisters Workshop Clinic. So 20% of all sales on the website go directly to the clinic. And Racheal's rocking one of the tanks, and she's got the sticker. So if any ladies want to check out the gear, it's Facebook,
Nice.
Drift Sisterhood, and the store is open. I made sure to get it done before today.
That is dope.
All right.
All the clothes look so rad,
They do.
Jessica.
Like
I'm still so
the-
stoked on all of that stuff. Like all the art too.
It's
Amazing.
fantastic. Like the art you did is so impressive.
Thank you. I don't want to take full credit. I purchased a lot of the designs from a female artist. I believe she's in Russia. Her name is Katkov, and I then alter them with my really good use of Photoshop. I put Onewheels in them and make them specific to one-wheeling. So I don't want to take all the credit for the amazing art, but I do buy it from a female artist. I want this business to be pretty much encompassing everything for the women of the community. Our slogan is Onewheel apparel for women, by women, in support of women.
It's
And,
that easy, folks. Go ahead.
Correct me
Lyle.
if I'm wrong, but 20% of the sales on that website also go towards the event that you're putting on, the clinics you're putting on for women riders
Yes,
out there.
it's going to be a standard because it started in 2020 and our clinic started in 2020, and this has been a dream of mine for 20 years. I thought 20% was a good number to pick. So
Heck yeah.
20% of all sales going forward, not just for our clinic, will be set aside for the clinic, the future clinics as well.
That's awesome.
Very good, Belly. Look at just crushing. Belly just coming in, just hey, I'm just gonna get in and get out with just glory, just fantastic. I miss you, buddy. We'll talk.
I'm
soon.
not here to be. I'm not the star of the show, but I think the people that we have on every week are the stars of the show.
Exactly.
I mean, we've got
Exactly.
at least three. No offense to Jessica here, but 3 of the best one-wheel riders in the world.
Oh, no
here
doubt
on
about
the
it.
show today.
No
So I'm
doubt
super
about
it.
stoked that they're here.
No doubt about it. So, with that being said, in the sense of competition, you can tell everybody loves everybody here. These girls are well tight knit, and they're just a group that you can't divide. But in the sense of competition, I think I'm over here thinking like boxers who all respect each other when they're getting ready to a fight. They say their 30-second, like, I've been training, I've been working on this, and this is why I'm going to win. So can we do that? Can I just go to each one of you and just like in 30 seconds, why are you going to win? Race for the rail, starting with Racheal. Cecil, if you get invited, why are you going to win?
Oh man, I just have an athlete kind of mentality where if I do end up getting that wild card spot, my board is going stock, putting a Vega tire back on there, and I'm gonna hit the trails every morning at 6 a.m. I just moved. There's these really cool trails right across the street from my house. I can hit them before my 6-mile commute on my one wheel to work. She's right there.
Uh-oh.
Check.
All right. Vote for.
That's what I'm gonna train really hard and come get you guys.
Let's go. Vote for Racheal, Cecil, Diesel. Let's go out to let's go Raquel. Raquel, McCosker, Hoffman, why are you going to win this year's race for the rail?
Because I'm no stranger to competing against men for years and years. And also no stranger to just riding behind Jeff all the time and trying to film him and keep up with filming him. And us having maybe some little what you could call arguments are, you got to keep up with me while we're filming. And I'm here, it's not as easy as a GoPro, these DJIs that we've used in the past. You have to look at your phone, also look at the screen, and be riding as fast as Jeff rides while basically holding an obstacle. So I'm thinking of that as that obstacle that I'm talking about. That would be training shoes. And when those training shoes come off, AKA the camera, that's going to be my spikes. So,
Then be fighting words, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, Angel Cooper, why will you defend your title?
I've been following someone who rides trails really hard on an XR, and I've been keeping up with them on my Plus.
Ooh, heads up, ladies. All right, well.
I train on a Plus, and I'm going to be getting an XR for the race. So I actually won last year's race on a Plus, so I'm going to be competing on an XR this year.
I think Racheal just got scared over there.
I think we're all just scared in our boots, ready for this.
Wait, XR what?
And of course, I'll be wearing my boots, the Lucky Boots.
Gotta do it. We wish you guys the best, and of course, Jessica Ensslen, thanks again for joining us all the way from Washington, California. We'll keep in touch with you guys. Really, thank you all so much for being here. It's been a blast, and we wish you all the best. But if you want to support them, you can. Jessica's got that retreat coming up, and man, you can just watch them at Race for the Rail 2020. Vote for Racheal if you like. We're going to be highlighting different riders throughout the week here, and of course, you can watch them and just have fun with us. It's going to be fun to watch these races. You guys know that, Future Motion can't do it with 100 people, so it is what it is. This is how we're doing it. So, ladies, thank you one more time. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys give them a round of applause in the social media lounge. Very nicely done, ladies. Good job. Okay, lot to do today. Woo! Can I just change it up? Let's do that, Belly. That was fun. And I'm not going to lie to you. I've been trying. Wait. Go ahead.
Media Lounge is calling us out because we didn't even get to mention that there's another girl already in the Race for the Rail competition, and Zoe, who won for the Groms, for the younger Groms, I think, last year. And she's in the main race as well, so it's going to be exciting for Zoe as well coming in. Hopefully trying to steal some of the glory.
I thought they did an awesome job last year of filming everything and following through in the trails and stuff. So I'm really interested to see how Future Motion does this year. Again, one thing I want to...
Technology changing the way it did, it should be pretty slick production value.
Well, of course, from the producer in the garage. Are you excited for this? What do you think they're doing? They're rolling with some Mavics,
absolutely.
Right?
I'm hoping even Skydio HDs, those things are incredible.
So that's Lyle Spain. He is the man behind Fairfax One Wheel Crew. It's kind of his moniker on Facebook. He does a lot of good stuff, including running this show behind the scenes. And, of course, he's a part of a Stoke Bloke shop. What is the name of your shop, sir?
Stoke Bloke's Wheel Shop in
Okay.
Fairfax, Virginia.
There you go. Say it again. Say it proud.
Stoke Bloke's Wheel Shop in Fairfax, Virginia.
Dude, how busy
Probably
are you?
Sponsored by Bob Stokes.
How busy have you been?
Oh my God! I think last week we did 5 tire changes on Thursday and Friday, and then I did another tire change for the shred gate. For another.
Yeah, I was gonna say DMV just had a fun little event.
Yo, shred gate was awesome. Man.
Do you want to tell the people about it? It was awesome. I mean, obviously, Javier Starks is numero uno now in your hearts and on the leaderboard. So, Lyle, take it away, dude.
Yeah, so Javier kind of had this little event. We called it Shred Gate. It was at this abandoned golf course called Red Gate up in Maryland, and it was just 40 people all on one wheels and going crazy, man. Hitting hills. We had a couple of Chris Jocks brought out some ramps and Jake. Sorry, I have a coworker named Jacques. Okay, and so I got to say Jacques.
I only know because it took me a year to figure it out, and there's 2 of them. So you know, I'm sorry, Team Jakes. I love you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just all day, man. We started at like 3. I think we left there at like 7, and we went through the heat of the day. It got cool, and it was just, oh man.
Do you have that video?
Charge your boards out there.
All right, let's do that. While I talk to Belly real quick, can you grab that video that you had for me that you sent me?
On it.
All right, cool. So Belly, yeah, where would they charge out there? That's a good point. Have you where have you you weren't a part of that ride, were you?
No, unfortunately, I had to work all weekend long, and was working literally starting at 3 o'clock that day, all the way until late.
Yo, we had somebody brought a generator. There was some outlets already there, but it wasn't enough outlets for all the boards. And all of a sudden, this generator started rolling up the hill, and it was awesome.
Yeah, no, I had to bring in the studio computer into Best Buy, so it was the exact same time.
We have an old friend in the social media lounge
that
that says, "Is it me or does Luch Dog have really hairy arms?"
Yeah, dude, they're ridiculous, man. I'm like a bear. Look at this. And
that comes from a Matty Potts.
My cousin, the one who's my own blood. Get out of here. I miss him. Yeah, show this to the people. So this was the group ride of Shredgate, and that was obviously for your boy Javier Starks. There he is. #1 in the world. Man, what a cool place to ride. An abandoned golf course? Are you kidding me? Even Matty Potts would enjoy himself on that thing.
I see Bob. I saw Lance.
I saw Cody Brandon over there.
Yep.
All kinds of people. Kevin right there. New guy.
Yeah, I tell you, the DMV group's getting large.
It's big, man. And so you out there, you know, wherever you are listening at home, I know you're not just in Virginia. I implore you, get on these group rides. God, they're fun. And please tape them and tape them. Jesus. Video them, please.
The VHS.
Just a cassette brings me back. But yeah, show it so that you can show the people these rides and show off the Stoke. I want
analog days.
Nothing more than to put a good name out for one-wheelers. I've been getting crushed on the trails lately on my Suron. Getting yelled at, Belly. Not liking it.
They don't belong.
Hey!
You're getting yelled at?
Hey! That's not true.
You would get yelled at.
I'll tell you about it in a second.
On a dirt bike, on the trails.
Listen, Belly. I did some hunting. I did some digging. I went to the police station. I have answers. I'll give them to you next. Lyle, are we good? We're ready to go. It sounds like it in my ear. I think our interview is ready. Now, this is my man Victor. Victor is coming over from the Eastgate community. Okay, so Victor Whaley joins the show. Victor, what's up, dude? How are you? Thanks for joining us.
What's up, man?
Dude, what kind of an e-skate board are you riding first before you found a one-wheel?
I had the boosted V2.
So, thoughts on boosted in general at first? Are you sad? Did you see this coming? If you don't know what I'm talking about as a listener, boosted.
I'm not really sad, but go ahead. You can explain what you're talking about. And I go by CG.
Yeah. Yep, Lyle's in my ear, and he's saying, hey, you know what? You should probably call him CG. So, in fact, he is Concrete Gladiator on IG. That's my bad, homie. But, yeah, I wanted to make sure that we talk about this because it's cool seeing what you do, like bridging the gap. When you rode the boosted, what brought you over to the dark side of the one-wheel?
Well, actually, believe it or not, I don't have a one-wheel yet.
What? What's happening?
I literally what happened was I do a show on Instagram called Skate Top Model, and I used to just gear it towards like electric longboards, and then I started branching over to one wheel, and then the one wheel community just kind of was, they just opened up at open arms. I even had Elite One Wheel offer to, I even had Elite One Wheel offer to buy me a ticket to Float Fest this year. So I'm like, that's why I was.
Yeah, we adopted.
I just been
clown,
adopted.
Man. This is gonna be awesome.
So Lyle, I hear you talking about that. He's been adopted. Is that what's going on?
Oh yeah, we totally adopted this clown. Man, his content is on point, but it's funny too.
Well, you run this interview then. I want to hear you talk to him. I just want to learn from this guy. You take it away.
I'm just gonna fanboy out on him because, like, obviously he's an artist. So I mean, I can't draw a stick figure, but the art, it complements art, and you're like, yo, dude. I mean, even the voiceovers you do, the creative aspect that you come in through, just to create those pieces, and for free, you're just throwing them out. I mean, in my industry, that's a throwaway media, social media, and so you're putting in all this time and effort into it. Like, why? Why would you even want to?
Honestly, I was doing a podcast a few years back, called Homage Hip Hop Poetry. And then I just wanted to do something kind of like that social media aspect, and something that I really loved. And I've always been a longboarder. My wife had just bought me the Boosted, and I just started making content. I'm a clown by nature, so it just kind of comes second nature. Usually the videos only take about an hour maybe to do. So it's not like it's like weighing me down, but I get it done and people enjoy them. So I love doing it.
So wait a minute. Hold on. I'm coming back. Wait a minute.
I got invited to the one time, like, Instagram people I met on Instagram have invited me to group rides. So that's how I've ridden the one wheel.
Okay.
Like Bart and Chase. I can't remember the other guy named Teaton.
Bart who? Bart Miller?
Really good guy. Yeah.
You met. So you're not even a one wheel rider, and you've met Bart Miller.
I made a video for Lemonade Float Co.
Hell
for their T-shirt. They sent me a T-shirt.
Have you heard his rap?
And what that?
You heard CJ's
Have you heard his rap?
Who that?
Lemonade Float Co. CJ Maxwell.
No.
Okay, well, hold on, folks. Let's just hold on a second. Let me just do this. I'll play that for you right now. This is your boy CJ.
Hey,
okay.
Went fast and I nosed out. Fell right on my face, Cut ties with the coast, get a post right. Two girls, one wheel, let's race, no waves, what we be carving. My stove be steady, starving. Board low, so let me charge it. Nose up, got around to the Burris. Shit seem fine, that I'm sure of. Climb that hill, bump that rock.
Come on now, you can add to this, right?
These things fancy, please don't pass
I
me.
can't add to it. I can't add to it. I can't. I'm not that kind of person. I can't do that.
Lyle is just in my ear saying, "Get him to add to it. Get him to add to it. We want somebody to add to it." I love it.
Would like. I gotta hit him up and tell him to send me that.
Right.
I gotta hit him up and tell him to send me that. I like that. I can do something.
I'll send
with
it
that
to you. I got you. No problem. I got you.
Good deal.
So good. So you did that. Now, can you give us your thoughts? I mean, as somebody who's used to riding around, as much as we're laughing around, you're flying on a boosted board. You're going fast. What was it like when you got onto a one wheel? Was it, for any e-skate riders out there, a lot of them just hate on us because, they're too slow. And I get that. It's just, I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Talk to an e-skater who's on the fence about riding a one wheel.
Well, it's just a completely different ride. E-skate is more like I said, it's skateboarding. One wheel I probably would compare more to snowboarding. It's just a completely different ride. If you're riding a one wheel on the street, I can see how you could you want to go faster on it. But in the trails, that's where the one wheel really shines in the trail. Like when Bart and Chase invited me on the first one wheel ride, I actually took I have a drift track, the Fick Drifter. So I took the tricycle out there and we rode, and that was the first time I got on there. And you just have to take your time. it's really fun with people like Bart. So
But I would imagine he's
True.
he's the worst person to take a first ride with. Let me just go ahead and say that. I'll put
Oh
my
my
name
God.
on that.
Slander live.
I have a since apparently you haven't seen a lot of my content. I have this thing called on Eastgate Top Model where I always say keep it clean. This guy screamed keep it clean the whole ride. Like everything I did, I made a turn. He's keeping it clean. He's keeping it clean like the whole ride.
I feel so bad that I haven't
No one's
seen.
gonna bring more Stoke than Bart Miller sometimes,
No.
man. You got to get on the Bart Miller Stoke train
Well, you know
and
what's-
just ride it.
You know what's good about him is that he will give you the confidence that you need. Maybe it's a little bit too much at times, but he'll always be your yes man to tell you, yeah, try it. Go, let's go. I'll try it first.
Oh yeah.
So
Like I said, I took my drill track to his house. It's like a electric tricycle. And we were riding through the woods at his house, and then we come up to this bridge, and he goes across it on the one wheel, and I'm looking at it I'm on a trike. So I'm looking at it on the track. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that because it's like this little rinky-dink board. Bart gets on there full speed, flies over it. It's probably a 10-foot drop on each side of these boards. Yeah, he doesn't care.
no, he doesn't. He really doesn't. So I guess I do feel bad that I haven't seen some of your stuff. So now I was literally just saying to Lyle in his ear, I like this guy. He's got a lot of personality. This guy seems cool. I want to get behind what you do. So where can we find your stuff?
I'm on Instagram at Concrete Gladiator 1. That's pretty much where I post that mostly.
All right.
I'm going to get into YouTube eventually, but I just haven't been.
It is what it is. I'll tell you what. How about this? I'll ease you into YouTube if you can ease me into IG.
Good luck with that, CG.
It's impossible.
I'm the worst. I know.
Kelly
I'm
has
the
been
worst.
trying.
I like to start. You know what? Honestly, Lyle, I need that 360. What do you film with? See, because I want to know. Like, do you use that? Lyle, which one do you have?
I have the Insta 360R.
It's so good. So CG, what do you use?
I have a GoPro. It's an older GoPro. I don't film with it really. I use my phone mostly. I rarely use
too.
that GoPro.
I mean, do you use like a
I just
gimbal
use
or
the
anything?
phone.
You just holding your phone? Like how are we doing this?
A phone and a tripod.
Damn. All right. Well, it is what it is. I mean, if you can get good video like that, honestly, I hate to say it, folks, but the best camera you can find is usually in your pocket.
See, it's not. Is like I tell my wife all the time because my wife always fuss at me because I do photography. So she's like, you can record better video. I always tell her, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get it done. It's more about the content of the video rather than how the video looks.
Right.
If you're not familiar with the Eastgate community, you got to check out Axel Eastgate Sessions. That guy is like shooting like his video. He posted a video today. I swear to God, it looks like a movie preview that you can put on the big screen right now.
Okay.
Like it's freaking beautiful.
Tell us that again. Give us that name one more time.
It's Axel _Eastgate Sessions.
Have you seen the Float Life and Sly Dog Stro?
Yes.
Okay,
I was
good.
actually just talking to Bodie before I got on with you.
Good. Because I want to make sure you're turning me on to something to watch, and I want to make sure that you see it. They make epic videos over there. So
Actually, Sly Dog, since I don't have a one wheel yet, I'm hoping to have one before Float Fest. Like I said, Elite One Wheel offered to buy my ticket, and Sly Dog told me that as long as I can get there, he'll have an extra one wheel.
dude, if you get there's a 100% chance you'll find a board anytime you want to ride. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's just the type of people that are there. So
It's
honestly,
the
man,
kind of event you want to go to too. It's an awesome event where it's,
I tell you this, I realized that's why, like in a lot of my videos, I always say one wheel is roll deep. The Eastgate community is kind of separated, but the guy who runs electric longboarding, that page on Instagram, You Flip I Film, he actually started posting one wheel content just recently because he said that he saw how the one wheel community was treating everybody else. Eastgate community is sectioned off more.
it is a little segmented, and I just think that's a good place to leave it. People are starting to come to our community because not only are we good to each other, but we're good to other riders. It's such a good bookend on what we were talking about from the start of the show. So I really appreciate it, man. One more time, shout out your Instagram and say goodbye to the people, because we're going to have you back on here. You're too good at this. So
it's funny, man. You got to check it out. His stuff is funny.
Next.
It's Concrete Gladiator 1. I'm CG. Check us out. E-Skate Top Model, E-Skate 1 minute bios. Good content. I joke on people sometimes. Shout out to SoCal Legend. I did a video on SoCal Legend a few days ago that was pretty funny.
All right, now you're just making me want to giggle. Get out of here. Get him out of here. CG, thank you, sir.
All right, guys. You guys have a nice day.
Concrete Gladiator. Thank you, bud. Awesome job. Concrete Gladiator on Instagram. Maybe we just found our next Belly, I think we just found our next actor for the cold closes. I think he'd be good. I think he could make some good cold closes.
He can make some good cold closes, but he reminds me of an old friend of ours, because like some of the posts he made, like he was talking about like this product called the Cloud Wheels for the boosted, right? And he puts like actual fluffy clouds around these wheels. He goes, and now the cloudier wheels.
From the people at Concrete Gladiator Labs.
Yes. So like it reminds me a lot of our old friends from Liwano from back in the day.
I miss our friends from Liwano. I miss them so much. I was thinking about that. I was wearing my Warranty Void shirt the other day, and I was like, God, I miss Canadian Davey.
The bottom bumper.
I actually got a bottom comment yesterday on the Suron. So, God, you guys are just transitioning me so unbelievably smooth. I can't say enough about the team that is put together here at TTR Studios. Belly and Lyle for being here, just religiously. And they just do a really, really good job of sort of coddling me to get
I only
me.
come for the group rides. I don't know why you think I'm here, but I'm only here for the group rides. I'm here to hang out with everyone else.
You guys have an amazing ability to get me from topic to topic, which is exactly what a producer does. So, yes, I appreciate you saying that, because on the Suron, we did want to just mention it for like 3 or 4 minutes. If anybody out there is looking at getting this thing, it is really fun. It's awesome. It's only I'm not saying it's ever going to replace your one wheel, but Belly, I did have the feeling when I first rode my one wheel, which was like, what is this?
What's between my legs?
What's between my legs right now? So I will say, if you're curious about it, it doesn't ride like a motorcycle. It doesn't ride like a motorbike, or like a mountain bike. It doesn't ride like a dirt bike. It rides like its own thing, and that's why I feel like one-wheelers can really appreciate where I'm coming at with this. It's got that very unique feeling to it. But I did put the
wheels though.
Huh?
Too many wheels though.
There is one too many wheels on it, but I put the pedal kit on it, and I made a comment on it. I made a video on it. So if you're at all curious about this stuff, I'm not going to do a big review here. Just, it is worth your time to start looking into it, and it is 100% worth every penny. Took me 6 weeks to get it. Still worth it. Really awesome.
And why did you get yelled at because of using it?
Well, because people don't like, Belly, when something looks like they don't understand, like something they don't understand, right?
You mean if you're on a path in the middle of a forest that's mostly for walking, and they see your dirt bike looking bike?
False. With pedals, I called the police station, and I looked up I looked it up. 46.2 I believe 907.
That's probably why you got yelled at.
Yes, 100%. And because this 70-year-old tennis pro goes, that's illegal. And I just went, whoa, it's just an e-bike. It's got pedals on it. It's got a mountain bike. And I didn't know the law yet, but what I should have said is, and it's in a mode that's under 1,000 watts. It has pedals, and it's under 25 miles an hour. So guess what? In the state of Virginia, that means I get to ride anywhere a bicycle can. Bicycles are allowed on paths. You can go fuck yourself. Now, I didn't say that, but I wouldn't take it there. I would just take it with, actually, sir, you're wrong. I hate to be, the bearer of bad news, but motors are allowed. No. Electric motors aren't allowed on bike paths. Want to bet? Now I can come at it with $100, $1,000.
All I know is
I'll bet you $1,000. You can
I've
Google
been
it
on
right
the WND trail going 20 miles an hour, and bikes that don't have motors in them are still passing me.
Plenty
So-
fast, absolutely. but the WO&D trail just opened up to e-bikes. So all I'm saying is definitely it helps even for one-wheelers. Just it helps to know your laws because people sometimes see something that they don't understand and they just, especially in COVID USA, it's like we're just trying to impose our will on people. And it's like if you get that 1 out of 10 person who's just mad and you know, we're all angry, we're all frustrated, but we're all walking around just like drenched in like gasoline and it just the tiniest little spark and we all go up in flames. And so it's like you might just be that spark that
Love the
just
smell of napalm in the morning.
causes the napalm on the trail. And Mr. 70-year-old goes, that's illegal. Unfortunately, sir, I called the police station and they said, no, it's not. He shouldn't have yelled at you and you are absolutely allowed to ride back there. So check that out. But yes, Dean Botten did comment on my Suron video that I made in the Suron owners group. He's all over about that bike. He's trying to put a bicycle seat on it. Hey man, whatever. It seems like he's away from the levitation. So I don't know if that's a failure or we're just waiting for it. I'm not dogging on him. I am wishing him luck.
Suron's just closer to levitation.
Dude, it's so fast. Check out the bike if you're at all curious about it. Belly, we got to go. Get us out of here, man.
Guys, it was an awesome show today. I'm going to tell you my favorite part of the show was Raquel's story of Racheal encouraging her to complete this trick. And if you definitely should go back, check out that part if you missed it. Otherwise, thank you everyone who came on today. Shout out to all the great riders we have. And we'll see you guys soon. Later.
CG was our interview today. You can catch him as Concrete Gladiator on Instagram. Lyle, put yourself on camera.
Concrete Gladiator 1.
Concrete Gladiator 1. Thank you, sir. Lyle, get yourself on camera. You deserve it. You did a great job. Say goodbye to the peeps. We got 20 seconds.
Guys, thank you so much. Racheal, again, thank you. Very humbled by what you did. And the show today was just incredible. Solely thank you to you, Racheal.
A lot of
Peace out,
fun.
everybody.
Good job, guys. We'll see you all next week. And, of course, you can catch the Patreon Patrons Only podcast at our Patreon page, www.patreon.com/TTR Studios LLC. Folks, we got to go. See ya.
Peace out.